subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Good morning, and welcome to Thursday, and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day with God. So here we are in the temple right now, and Jesus is teaching, and then there's some opposition from the religious leaders. And so today we are going to look at the second opposition. The first one we talked about yesterday, and they basically said, Jesus, you are, where's your teaching? You're not educated. Why should we listen to you? So today we are going to look at the opposition of that. People think Jesus is crazy and demon possessed. All right, so we're going to look at chapter 7, 19 through 24. And Jesus says, "Has not Moses given you the law? Yet not one of you keeps the law. Why are you trying to kill me?" "You are demon possessed," the crowd answered. "Who is trying to kill you?" Jesus said to them, "I did one miracle and you are all amazed. Yet because Jesus gave you circumcision, actually it did not come from Moses but from the patriarchs, you circumcise a boy on the Sabbath. Now if a boy can be circumcised on the Sabbath so that the law of Moses may not be broken, why are you angry with me for healing a man's whole body on the Sabbath? Stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly." All right, so basically what Jesus is doing here is he is calling the religious leaders out, right? He is saying, you don't keep the law, right? You keep the law when it's convenient for you, when it works to your advantage. But basically you are breaking the law because you don't see the spirit behind the law, right? And when Jesus healed a man on the Sabbath, the religious leaders got so angry. They couldn't see the spirit of what Jesus was doing, that he was healing someone, and that takes precedence over the law. And so, but they broke the law all the time. Like, they would do circumcision because there was a certain day that they had to circumcise a male of how many days that he was old. So and if it landed on the Sabbath, then they were breaking it, right? But they thought that they were keeping the law of Moses, so they were good. And so Jesus is basically saying is that appearances aren't always correct, right? Because they appear to be righteous, but in the inside they were sinful. And Jesus appeared to be sinful, right? Because he broke the law and healed someone on the Sabbath. But he was right. He was righteous. And so I wanted to tell you about this story that I always think about when I think about judging someone from their outward appearance, right? So it happened when I was in college, so it was a while ago, and I was visiting this church, and I was raised in an environment where you definitely looked a certain way when you went to church, right? That men had to wear suits and women had to wear dresses or skirts. And so I go into this church, and there's this woman, and it seems like everyone knows her, and that everyone's being really friendly around her. And this woman is dressed, it was kind of during the goth stage, fashion sense of timing or whatever. And she was wearing all black, and she had piercings and tattoos. And I thought, wow, it's so cool that they welcome this woman into their church, right? Like, no one seems to be judging her. Everyone's like hugging her and welcoming her. And then it was time for church to start. And I sat down and I looked up, and to my amazement, the worship pastor was this woman. And she was actually the church's worship pastor, and she just led from just a humble place. Like, when she started leading you into worship, you didn't see what she looked like because you saw her heart and you saw her spirit, that she loved Jesus, and she was leading us all into this place of worship. And it just struck me how I thought this woman probably wasn't even a Christian, just visiting, but people were nice to her, when she, on the inside, just loved Jesus. She just looked different than what my thought a Christian person at church looked like. So anyway, Jesus reminds us that it's about the inside, right? You could look on the outside, you could look right, you could be going to church, you could be doing all the good things, but inside, if your heart isn't really following God and you're still carrying bitterness and judgment and self-righteousness and all these things, pride, then you're not truly clean. You're not truly following Jesus. So just leave that right there to let's just meditate and think about that. It's very convicting. All right, have a good day and see you tomorrow. And remember, 5 minutes in the Word can change your life.